All right, let's talk about four verbs that can be a real headache in English. Have, get, make, and let. These guys are called causative verbs, but don't worry about the fancy name. By the end of this, you're going to be using them like a pro. For sure. Let's jump right in. Okay, so first things first, let's tackle a super common mix-up. This is one that gets almost everyone, and it all comes down to just one simple little question. So let me ask you this. Do you cut your own hair? Like, do you actually grab the scissors and do it yourself? Yeah, probably not, right? Most of us don't. And believe it or not, that is exactly why these verbs are so crucial. And here's the key difference. If you say, I cut my hair, you're telling me you did it. But if you went to a barber or a salon, the right way to say it is, I had my hair cut. See? You made it happen, but you didn't do the work yourself. Someone else did it for you. And that, my friends, is what a causative verb is all about. It's just a verb we use when we cause something to happen or cause someone else to do an action for us. That's it. That's the whole idea we're going to play with today. Okay, so let's dive into the two most common ones you'll use all the time, especially when you're talking about services you pay for, and those are have and get. So you're probably wondering, what's the difference between have and get? Well, the good news is it's super simple. Have is just a little more formal and get is a bit more casual, more conversational. But honestly, for everyday stuff, you can pretty much use them interchangeably. So really, don't stress about it. Let's put this into practice. Imagine your car needs to be repaired. If you're a mechanic and you fix it yourself, you just say, I repaired my car. Easy. But if you're like most of us and you take it to a garage, you'd say, I had my car repaired. Or a little more casually, I got my car repaired. You see that pattern? The main action, repaired, gets pushed to the very end. Okay, one more, just to make sure it sticks. The task is fixing your computer. If you're a tech whiz, you say, I fixed my computer. But if you take it to the store, what do you say? You got it. I had my computer fixed, or I got my computer fixed. See? You're totally getting the hang of this now. Okay, so you've got have and get down for services. Awesome. Now, let's bring the other two into the picture. Make and let. And this is where things get really interesting, because you'll see just how different their jobs are. This chart right here is your secret weapon. It breaks it all down. So have is for when you just arrange something, no drama. Get is when you've got to persuade or convince someone. And look, notice that little word to that pops up with it? That's super important. Then you've got make, which is all about force. You're making someone do it. They don't have a choice. And let is the complete opposite. You're allowing it, giving permission. Okay, enough theory. It's time to put this into action. I'm going to throw a few real-world situations at you, and let's see which verb you'd pick. You ready? Let's do it. All right, scenario number 1. Imagine this. You forced your friend to drive you to the airport. Maybe you threatened to tell everyone their embarrassing secret. I don't know, but they did not want to do it. Which verb screams force? You got it. You made your friend drive you. Make is the go-to verb anytime you're talking about forcing someone to do something, especially when they're not happy about it. Okay, let's flip that completely. Now, your friend really wants to drive you. They're begging you, please, please let me drive you. And you finally give in and say, okay, fine. What verb do you use when you give permission? Of course, you let your friend drive you. You allowed it. Let is all about permission. Couldn't be simpler. All right, next one. You need your boss to pay for a business trip, but he's not so sure. It took some convincing, a few good arguments, but you finally did it. You persuaded him. Which verb shows that effort? Yes, you got your boss to pay. This is the perfect example of using get. It shows you had to persuade them, maybe overcome a little resistance, and don't forget that little word to. You get someone to do something. Okay, last one for practice. Your friend John has nowhere to crash for the night. You tell him, sure, you can sleep on my couch. You're giving him the okay. Which verb is it? It's let, of course. You let John sleep on the couch. You gave him permission. See? This is easy once you know the rules. You've totally got this. Awesome job. Seriously, you now have what I like to call your causative verb toolkit. So let's do one last super quick review to make sure everything is sharp and ready to go. Okay, here's your final cheat sheet. Just burn this into your brain. Use have when you arrange something. Use get when you persuade someone. Use make when you force someone, and use let when you permit someone. Arrange, persuade, force, permit. If you remember those 4 words, you'll nail it pretty much every single time. So I'll leave you with this final question. Now that you've mastered this, who are you gonna let see this explainer? Maybe a friend you could get to watch it? Or hey, maybe there's someone you need to make watch it because their grammar could really use the help. Go on, use your new powers for good. Thanks for tuning in.